So, people, Arsenal 2, Athletic Bilbao nil. An important victory for Arsenal in their first Champions League game. A big result away from home against a good Spanish team. However, still question marks over the performance, over the system, and over the team selection. Although I will credit him, Mikel Arteta, for his substitutions and their impact on the game. I still think there's a lot to discuss regarding the performance. A performance that I feel like we've seen a few times this season. In fact, in areas of every game this season, to be honest. Um, there's been a lot of talk about Liverpool, late goals and late winners, and a lot of opposition fans saying it's not sustainable. My question to everybody is this style of football sustainable for Arsenal, i.e., to the point where we win a major trophy? We're going to win football matches, but are we going to win the big trophies at the end of the season, people? Now, again, another clean sheet, defensively solid. You know, we've conceded one goal in every game we've played so far this season. That was, the long range free kick against Liverpool from Szoboszlai. So we're clearly rock solid at the back, which is, it's always a positive. It's 50% of the game is you defended. But we're setting up in such a defensive manner. Raya, a back four, basically a midfield three today. Although Marino got forward a little bit, but there was so many times there was a huge gap between Gyökeres and the midfield, and then obviously the two wide players who are asked to do a lot of defending as well. So if you've got a keeper, a back four, a midfield three, and your two wingers, you're gonna keep clean sheets because 90% of your team is defending, which can make life very difficult for the opposition. And listen, some people will be in the comments going, we won 2-0, why are you questioning things about the performance? But football it's not based on just the last game. It's based on things that you're seeing over a longer period of time. And I keep saying it. I'm saying it because I think we can do better. I think we've got a fantastic defensive foundation. Therefore, I think Arteta needs to trust the defense more and allow the team to attack so that we can get more out of our attacking players. I feel like at times we're babysitting the defense by doubling down on the defending to make sure we don't concede. And I think that's hurting us at times in the attack. I think if you look at most of our attacking players, you feel like they can go up 10, 15%. I mean, if we're going to. Listen, good victory though. Nonetheless, Bilbao away. I don't think we actually played that well going forward. And they were the better team in the first half. Second half, it was quite even. Credit to Bilbao, they're a decent team as well, moved the ball well. But I think when we all saw that midfield of Zubimendi, Rice and Marino, we knew what time it was. We seen that midfield against Liverpool, and we know what it looks like and how it operates. And it was similar today. I thought Zubimendi was average. I thought Rice was average. I thought Marino was average, to be honest. And when you consider how much those three players cost, you're talking about nearly 200 million. You expect more than that, but the balance isn't right with those three. For me, Eze should have played in the 10 tonight, if anything. It was a great opportunity with Odegaard being out to play him in that position. I mean, there was a time in the first half, Arteta was screaming at him to hug the touchline, and I just thought, Mikel, he's not that player. Eze is not a touchline hugging winger. Go and look at his highlights at Palace. A lot of his goals are from central areas. And in fact, Calafiori was bombing past him at times in a more central area. And then Eze gets dragged after 70, and you think, let it all work out. Feels a long way away if you're going to use him like that. You've got to use him in the correct manner if you're going to get the best out of him. Dragged after 70. Gyökeres dragged in the, 64th minute? Felt very easy and very predictable that Gyökeres was going to get dragged. And again, I've spoken about it before. Strikers score a lot of goals in the last 20 minutes of games. And we scored our goals late in the game. Now, listen, Gyökeres had a couple good half chances in the first half. Maybe should have scored. But I'd rather see the striker getting chances because I think eventually he will score. Maybe the cut to the head was the reason to take him off, but if it was that bad, surely you'd have took him off when it happened, or surely you'd have took him off at half time when it got checked. Um, but ultimately, yeah, Martinelli and Trossard came on and made the difference. Very pleased for Martinelli. A very good goal. The run was good. The finish, a little bit fortuitous, but a very good run and finish. It doesn't wipe out everything. I'm not all of a sudden a huge Martinelli, fan. You can't play badly for long periods of time and then have one good game and everything is fixed. We need some consistency if he's going to come back into this team. Maybe Eze being here has woke him up a little bit. Trossard comes on, goal and assist as well. Got an assist at the weekend. The problem with Trossard's output is very good, but we go in this roundabout of comes off the bench, does really well. You start him, then he plays bad, then you bench him again. It's whether he can get out of that sort of roundabout of Trossard that we always go for. In terms of positives, two best players on the pitch, Jurriën Timber and Christian Mosquera. At the moment, Mosquera looks excellent. I don't go too crazy on players after a couple of games. He's going to have bigger tests if he plays against City. Let's see how he does against Haaland. But so far, he's doing really well. I saw a picture saying, Valencia, you're forgiven, because they done us out of 35 million for Mustafi. Now we've got Mosquera off them for 15 million, which is, a bargain by the look of it at 21 years of age. And again, I understand people who are going to be in the comments going, we won, why aren't you happier? And things like that. And I am happy that we've won. But I think you can win games not playing well. But you can't do that for long periods of time. And I just have a feeling that we're going to come unstuck against better opposition because Liverpool did that to us. And, you can't defend your way to major trophies all the time. You've got to actually score goals. You've got to attack teams. Why are we starting games slow in that first 30 minutes? I want to see Arsenal come out of the traps quickly. I want to see us create more chances. I want to see us put teams on the back foot. I mean, Bilbao are a good team, but this is a team that lost at home to Alaves at the weekend. Their confidence was low. Nico Williams is out. I want to see us go for these teams a bit more, although they played quite well tonight. But listen, cup competition football is about winning, and we won. We got Olympiacos at home next. You'd expect to win that, although I was there when we lost to Olympiacos in the Europa League. I say the same thing every week with Arsenal. We won, but I feel like we can go up a level in attack, and Arteta needs to give this team the freedom. Eze hugging the touchline won't work. Gyökeres with minimal service will not work. Noni Madueke today. For me, Madueke today was, I would call that a show pony performance in that you were lively, you got past the fullback, but there's no end product. He hardly ever picked out a player. He had that one shot at the near post. My thing with Madueke is you can see that 1v1 he's good against fullbacks. But your cross needs to land on someone's head or the pass needs to end up at someone's feet. Maybe the one to Eze where he could have stepped forward. But when you get past that fullback, there needs to be end product. Otherwise, it's not benefiting us. Then I'm not a GA merchant. I'm not that bothered just goals, assist. But there do have to be goals and assists at the end of them runs as well. So yeah, I'll be honest, man. I'm in my Patrick Truman zone tonight, people. Like, I'm happy that we won, but I didn't like the performance. I didn't enjoy the game. And when you watch your team play, you want to enjoy them, And I found it very difficult to enjoy that game. A striker struggling for service, all the Eze hype, not seeing him get the ball, hugging the touchline. And it almost feels like Arteta never signed Eze and Gyökeres. Felt very predictable they were going to get taken off. And, people, forgive me. I am genuinely happy with a win, but I didn't enjoy that game. I just didn't. I enjoyed the moments when we scored the goals, but, I didn't enjoy the Man United game apart from the goal. I didn't enjoy the Liverpool game at all. First 30 against Leeds, I didn't enjoy. First 20 odd minutes against Forest, I didn't enjoy. We start games so slow and just create so little central. Marino in midfield doesn't work. Declan Rice left 8. I don't think he's sustainable long term. He's not Bruno Guimaraes. Zubamendi, I think he's a very talented player, but I'm still sitting here going, is he genuinely an upgrade on Partey? You know, defensively not as strong, passing at the moment not always as progressive. Still young, well, not young, still early in his time at Arsenal. So hopefully he'll progress. But I just please want to see Arsenal play more attacking football. You know, I really do. We do not need to be such a defensive unit. But hey, listen, there we go. There's my discussion over. I think this team can go up 10-15%. However, Jurriën Timber is an absolute beast. I think he's the best defensive right back in Europe. I think Hakimi and some of these other guys are better going forward, but defensively is a beast. And Mosquera, brilliant performance again. Will he play or Saliba at the weekend? Big up to everyone locked in. Hit the like button. Get in the comments. Am I just, should I be happier with that? But I didn't enjoy the game. I just didn't. And I can't force myself to enjoy it. I'm happy for Martinelli, but I'm not all of a sudden thinking he should start against Manchester City. You did well for 20 minutes. I haven't seen that for ages, so I need to see some consistency. But listen, we won. On to the next game. I'm watching other Champions League games to try and enjoy football a little bit more. So, yeah, just watching the end of Real Madrid against Marseille. Mbappe versus Aubameyang. But listen, big up to everyone locked in. Hit the like button and subscribe. See you soon, people. Bless.